Good morning, my friends. What is up? It's your friend and pal Seth. My pronouns are he and they. Welcome to your morning inspiration video for today. It is day number 10 of our morning inspiration video series. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you are having a fantastic day and you are making it a fantastic day. Okay. So, if you have not seen any of these videos before, these videos include four things. Okay, they include a morning quote, a quote for the day, a song for the day, affirmations, and also a journal prompt for the day. Along with the morning quote, there's sometimes a bit of a morning lesson. So there's a morning quote / lesson for the day that you get. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into our morning quote or lesson for the day. So, as I said, today's day 10. We have been talking about a number of things for the past 9 days, a number of topics: cultivating happiness and joy, cultivating an attitude of gratitude, mindfulness, we touched a little bit on acceptance. We're going to be touching a lot more like on radical acceptance and everything. I call it that RA thing. Gonna be doing that probably within the next few days and weeks and everything. So, but today I wanted to talk about something that is extremely important and extremely vital for a lot of us, and that's authenticity. Staying true to who you are and being authentic inside of yourself. So our morning quote for this morning comes from Brene Brown. And then again, it's one of those that's long, and with these banners they only include like 200 characters on them. So I kind of had to split it up a little bit. So, but here we go. So authenticity is not something we have or don't have. It's a practice, a conscious choice of how we want to live. It's a collection of choices that we have to make every single day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. Brene Brown. Isn't that deep? I'm actually going to read it one more time because I just think that's amazing. Okay. So authenticity is not something we have or don't have. It's a practice. It's a conscious choice of how we want to live. And I think for that matter, I'm just going to include in that how we choose to live. Okay. It's a choice. It's a collection of choices that we have to make every single day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. Brene Brown. Ooh, that's something that I think is really powerful for all of us. You know, I think I've talked about this before, is that we as humans, we are imbued with the power of choice. We make a choice every single day when we wake up what type of day that we're going to have. We may not be in control of everything that happens during the day, but we have a choice. We have a choice to show up every day. We have a choice to we're able to choose how we react to things. You know, because the one thing we are in control of is our reactions and how we choose to approach different experiences and different people. And you know what? There may sometimes be some people, that don't like, a part of us, or they say things about us that are not true or do not reflect who we feel that we are down in our core. They can all, I would say they can all go to hell. But well, it's that powerful. Right? So that's our kind of morning quote and our lesson for the day. Authenticity. Living in who you truly are. Not being afraid to say, this is me. And speaking of, this is me. That's our song for the day. That's what I say, a song. That's what happens, when you're born in New Jersey, New York, the Jersey, New York area. But this is me. from The Greatest Showman. Yes, I know it's from a musical. I'm a musicals nut. You know, in my community of practice I'm inside of almost literally every single day of my life. My like my nickname, one of my nicknames is High School Musical, and I honor and I accept that with pride. I accept that name with pride. Okay, so the song "This Is Me" is from The Greatest Showman. If you have not heard that song, whoa. Oh, hi. I'll put a link to that song actually in the comments down here below. But it's a fantastic song, and what it is it's an anthem of self acceptance and empowerment, and especially for those who feel marginalized or different. What the song does is it celebrates individuality and encourages all of us to embrace our own authentic selves, regardless of societal pressures or negative perceptions. I was talking a little bit earlier. We have these other people who you know put these pressures on us, or people who perceive us in a negative way just because of how we may identify, or what we do, the things we do on a daily basis, who we talk to, right? And you know, people can have their own perceptions, people can have their own opinions, all of that. You know, they're all entitled to it. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, you know. But if we're able to figure out ways to kind of stay true to who we really are, that's where the power lies. We take that power back and we say, no, this is me. You may have your perceived notion of who I am, but no, this is me. This is me in all my glory. Okay. This is me. Right? So, with that said, let's move into some affirmations. Okay. So, like usual, what I do is I give you about 3 or 4 affirmations that I personally use. And I kind of give you then also the task to try and find what are some more affirmations that you can use. All right. So, let's go through some of these together. So, I'm learning to love myself unconditionally. I'm allowed to be imperfect and confident at the same time. And I give myself permission to live authentically and apologetically. One more time. I'm learning to love myself unconditionally. I'm allowed to be imperfect and confident at the same time. And I give myself permission to live authentically and unapologetically. This is me. I saw I made a little typo in there. I give myself permission to live authentically and unapologetically. So with that, I'll ask you all, what are some more affirmations that you can use today to enable you to go out there and live your best life as the most authentic version of you? There you go. So what are affirmations? What, maybe, you know, I was talking about songs. What are quotes? What are some quotes that speak to you? Right? What are some songs that you listen to help to motivate you? Okay. Another song, you know, I would actually also say is Born This Way by Lady Gaga. Okay, that is literally like a self living in your authentic self anthem. Another one, right? So, what are some more affirmations? Also, some other affirmations you can use today to enable you to live your best life as the most authentic version of yourself. All right. So, let us now move into our journal prompt for the day. Okay. And this journal prompt kind of has a little bit of like 2 parts. This is a 2-parter. Make you work a little bit more. You work hard for the money. Okay. Make you work a little bit harder. Okay. So, what have you been told or learned about yourself that you know to be true? So, in essence, what has someone said to you or something that you've learned about yourself that you know it's true? And at the same time, what have you been told or learned about yourself that you know to be untrue? So again, this is about, and we were talking about this a little. We were talking about this yesterday about those limiting beliefs. There may be some limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, or a limiting belief that someone has had about us and has told us, and we have pretty much just sucked that in and went, "Yeah, all right, yeah, that's true." It doesn't help. Does that help you to move forward? Does it help you to stay motivated on a daily basis? So again, what have you been told or learned about yourself that you know to be true? And what have you been told or learned about yourself that you know to be untrue? And I'll actually ask a follow-up question. If you're able to think about things that you've been told or learned about yourself that you know to be untrue, how do you challenge it? How do you go back and challenge that? And not just by going up to a person going, what you can do that. Go up to that person and go, I'm not that, I'm this, and you can't take my power away. If you want to do that, that's fine. But how can you challenge that? We may actually start really talking about those limiting beliefs that we may have about ourselves and that other people have about us, and trying to kind of challenge them and figuring out ways to challenge them. So we may be talking about that in future videos. Just a little teaser. Okay. So we have had our quote for the day by Brene Brown. Okay. Talking about what authenticity is. It's a choice. Authenticity is a series of choices. We have our song for the day. This is Me from The Greatest Showman. Okay, literally like an authenticity like anthem. Staying true and authentic inside of yourself. When you have all these societal pressures, when you have all these other people going, do this, do that, you're this, you're that. It's like, excuse you, I know who I am. And we have some affirmations, right? I think one of the most powerful in there is that I give myself permission to live authentically and unapologetically. Give yourself that permission. Okay. And then our journal prompt. What have you been told or learned about yourself that you know to be true? And what have you been told or learned about yourself that you know to be untrue? And how can you then challenge it? How are you able to challenge that thought? Okay. So that'll about do it, for this morning inspiration video. If you got some information out of it, please do let me know. And before I sign off, I know I definitely always say this. I want you to draw your attention to the little ticker on the bottom. Don't quit before the miracle happens. You are worthy. You have worth. Don't quit. Keep finding ways to keep moving forward. Live your most authentic life ever. And know and realize and understand that there are going to be people around you that don't like it. It's one of those things, I don't remember what I pray. It's like, you can't please everybody. You can't. That's a simple fact of life. But by you living in your authenticity, makes all the difference in the world. So don't quit before the miracle happens. You may be going through something very difficult right now. And that's okay. Always remember, it's temporary. What can you do today to help yourself to feel at least 1% better? Whether that's going to take a walk, whether that's listening to a song, This Is Me, Greatest Showman, or anything else, right? What can you do today to help yourself to feel that 1% better? All right. So I'll leave you now. Thank you so much for watching this morning inspiration video. It's day number 10. I cannot believe it. All right. So I will say stay positive, stay motivated, and stay focused on your big, humongous, huge dreams and goals. Make your dreams and goals so big that they even scare you. All right. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Choose and make it a fantastic day.